Hello and welcome. I'm Peasant, and today I'm going to be doing my first ever recording with my physical copy. Actually, it's not my first ever, but it's kind of my first ever proper. I did do one ages ago on Twitch. So I suppose this is my second attempt. Wave at you. Hi. Okay. All right. We're going to be. I'm going with, because it's my first one, going against Prussia 3, which is kind of my comfort level of difficulty. So yeah, and I'm playing a Starlight, which is not wise because although they're probably my favorite Jagged Earth Spirit, I am not that experienced with them. Well, maybe I am. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, we had a first open explore of deserts. And I think I've set everything up. I've done all the shuffling that's necessary. So yeah, Prussia, for people that aren't familiar with Prussia, be surprised if you weren't, but basically the main thing they do is change this invader deck. Which is why they're wonderful, because they save space in your head for strats. You can keep all the strats in there. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Yeah, so we're on the first growth phase. So we've got this other thing here. So I've got this other bit. See if there's actually a useful thing. So we can actually see the cards we're playing. Now, turn one, I'm going to be playing these two. I think this is just a very standard thing, but I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm too excited. Oh, isn't that sweet? So the first thing I've got to do, of course, is do my growth actions. Let's put these cards away. Got to do these growth actions, and I think a pretty good approach. You kind of either want, you definitely need a way of gaining cards. I don't think relying on your actual powers is a great way, but it might be okay. But I like this one's pretty useful, and you kind of also want a good reclaim one, so I tend to aim towards these two, I think, generally. So we've got to add a presence. Now we've got to make a permanent choice here. I tend to use a Badlands token to hide things. I actually quite like reclaim half, but we're not doing that today. So we've done our add a presence. We now have 3 other options. We're going to pick this one, and I'm actually going to go straight into a minor power. Yeah, straight into a minor power. So we've got 4 cards. And what have we got? And I don't think it's worth thinking too hard about this decision, because almost certainly whatever I do is going to be almost wholly dependent on what major power that I gain next turn. I think with this choice, we like it if we've got some moon stuff. That's good. Oh, I just need more light on that. A bit of light buffing. So none of these things are very moony. I'll take a closer look in a second. So we've added a presence. We're gaining a power card, and we've got something else to do. So probably gain an energy, but we'll see. We also have a presence move. Okay, so what do I so I think I don't want to draft based on elements. Let's see if there's something that's actually useful turn one. Is it going to be as useful as either of these? Well, probably not. But let's see. Oh god, and it's funny with Jagged Earth cards. A lot of them are just not that familiar to me, and certainly not as familiar as the others. This seems very good. It's a lot of damage for very little. Yeah, without the major, this is a bit of a thing. I think I should just need to think about what I might want to do this turn. This turn and this turn alone. Yeah, a moon would have been more. Might have been more useful. Interestingly, there is going to be a city build this turn. We could use we could just use territorial strife this turn. And then we could forget it with Boon of Reimagining. Just use it to just destroy some stuff. That kind of feels kind of useful, but we still don't have any defend cards, so I'm going to pick that. I think this isn't a decision that's worth spending too much time on, so I'm going to put that in my hand. Discard those somewhere. It's the thing with pilots. You don't really... It's all new, you see. It's all new. All right, and then we've got a presence move. Now, really crucial, I think... well, not crucial, but useful, is the Piece of the Nighttime Sky. This card here. Actually super useful while you're getting yourself sorted. So I need to make sure I've got a Sacred Site next turn. I don't think that's going to actually be difficult. So what I will do is with this mover presence, I'm actually going to put this over here. So we're now in or adjacent to everywhere on the tile. And then as our third growth option, I'm just going to gain an energy. Okay, and then we get what we get off our tracks. So here's the energy from there, and then we've got an energy on our tracks as well. So we can play some cards. I think I will go with this strife. Yeah, because they're going to build a city this turn, and there's of course no event on turn 1. So, and then I'm going to forget it immediately. A boon of reimagining, just to show, show love. It's like thanks, territorial strife for everything you've done. Now, bye. All right. So those are our choices. They're both slow, but that's cool. We can be slow. Feeling all nervy. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, now fast phase. We do not speak of the fast phase here. We don't have 3 of a kind. Don't have to worry about that. Then we would go through this stuff. So iron's still healthy. No event turn 1 though. I think you are meant to turn 1 over. Okay, war touches other shores. That shouldn't even be in there anyway. Wonderful. Okay, and now we are to our sand build. So we'll stick a city in here and a town in here, and now we're into our slow phase. So because I want to forget this with Boon of Reimagining, I mean, I might prefer to forget Gather the Scattered Light, actually, but we will get to make this decision. Oh, no, we have to do this up front. Okay, well, Territorial Strife in here to do 3 damage to these, so we'll destroy those, which gains us our first fear of the game. Wow. Incredible. So I'm just going to tap that. That shows that. It reminds me that I've done it. Then I get a Boon of Reimagining. So I'm going to forget this. And draw 6 minor powers. Ooh, so many minor powers. And again, this is kind of annoying because I sometimes draft the major straight away. Just so that I have some idea what I'm aiming for. Okay, we've got quite a lot of cards to choose from here. We've got a lot of choices. Actually, some moon cards have shown up. I like moon cards. Because we start off with these possibilities of preventing build chains that are pretty nice. Wow. Okay, that's a collection of cards. All right. Is it? Yes, it is. So we get to keep 2 of these, which is interesting. And I've just realised I forgot to do the explore because too excited. So let's do that. I hope people weren't throwing stuff at their screens too much. So that's the explore. God, it is weird. I'm so used to having the computer do the paperwork. All right, okay, that's good to know that information though. We have wetland builds. Okay. I'm quite grateful that I don't have a face cam, so you can just see me looking baffled. You don't have to see that. So, thinking about the board position, it would be nice to be able to defend in here. That would be pretty nice, but we haven't drawn a card. Oh, actually, Fire in the Sky would work as long as we have the Sacred Site here. In fact, that's nice because then we'll get the clear. That's tempting. That is tempting. Because we could maybe do that there, and that's pretty juicy. And it's 2 fear. We're getting. I like the look of that. And of course, the next card being against Prussia is the double explore card. So things are about to get pretty busy. So if we go with Fire in the Sky, it's actually quite hard to get this Stars Blaze in Daytime. So I quite like it, but it's hard. It's hard. And we didn't get a straightforward defend card. So I think I'm definitely picking this. And what else am I picking? How's our energy? We're not exactly overrun with energy. We didn't get offered any 0 costers anyway. Voracious Growth is actually pretty tempting. We can use it to destroy a town that's built in here. And we've already got a blight we could remove with it that I quite like. It does give us a bit more time. Obviously, it doesn't match elements with Fire in the Sky, but I don't think that's worth worrying about too much. I think I'm going to take these two. Okay, so I'll take those two, add them to my hand. Discard this little lot. Off you go. So that's my slow phase. So now Boon of Reimagining could go in my discard pile. So I tend to kind of have it, keep it over here on its side. And now we are back to the spirit phase. Let's hope. I wonder how many rules mistakes I've actually made. Probably a few. I mean, forgetting the Explorer was pretty impressive, I have to say. All right, so we're now into growth. The most important thing to be doing is this and gaining our first major power. We want. What do we really want? We want something cheap that we can really kind of just build our spirit around. So let's see what the game gives us. Jungle Hungers. Ooh, okay, that's all right. Okay, we've got some good stuff. These are all. I mean, it's probably going to be Jungle Hungers, but let's think about this a bit more deeply. The reason Jungle Hungers is because, I mean, we've even got another greenery card. But this is actually a good board for Jungle Hungers because there's jungle adjacency everywhere. So we just have a presence there, and then we can basically obliterate any space in the game. It's also cheap, which is useful. It takes the pressure off. You know. But let's just give the others a bit of a cursory examination. I mean, it almost doesn't feel like going through it, but yeah, I mean, these are restricted to certain land types. I mean, we've got lucky that this has arrived on the B tile, where this is not restricted to anywhere. Don't really have much blight on the board. I think it's such a straightforward one that I'm not gonna try and over-explain this one. This is a pilot. Jim. There'll be no over-explaining here. Okay, we'll put those ones up there, and we do have to, of course, forget a power. Because that's how it works. That's how the game works. I like Boon of Reimagining. I think it's super powerful. So I think I actually think I might gather the scattered light of stars. I'm forgetting that. So bye bye, gather the scattered light of stars. Poetic, yes. Staying in my hand, no. Okay, so that was that bit. We've got a presence move to do. We could immediately move. I mean, this is functional. If we still want to use Fire in the Sky this turn, we do need a Sacred Site in here. But I mean, that doesn't really change much. So we've done this. Now we want to add a presence, because that's how you win. Well, maybe it's not how you win exactly, but it's useful. So I don't see here. It's interesting. We've kind of got the possibility of having a very passive turn using Fire in the Sky and Peace in the nighttime sky, and we could even use Peace twice. But I actually think this is actually a really powerful card, and not one that I tend to try and keep it around for a while, depending on how things are going. So that's feels like that might be my turn, but it's very passive. Maybe too passive. So how does that? Yeah. What's our presence decision? We could start trying to get an extra play on this track, but I think this is actually more important. We're going to look for this reclaim all type one. So I think I'm going to place this in here as my add at zero range. We do get an energy immediately. And there will be an element on that next one. And then for my third, it's actually tempted just to get Boon of Reimagining back. Because if we could then draft cards that are going to really work with Jungle Hungers, That's going to be pretty good. We could let a blight land here. That's not horrible. Especially as we're making a little bit of progress in here with this city and the fear for, we will gain a fear card with this. So I'm going to go with reclaim 1. I often kind of forget that Starlight just has this. Starlight just has it. You don't have to worry. So I think I'm going to go with this. I think there should be an energy on that track as well. So yeah, the Scatterbrain in action. Okay. All right. So we've placed presents. We've done this, and we've reclaimed 1. So I'm going to play these 2. And that's about that, isn't it? Okay, so fast phase. We've actually got a fast phase this time. So I'm going to use Fire in the Sky in here. I'm going to put a Strife token on here. And I gain 2 fear. Fast fear. Ooh, what wonderful fear that is. Okay, so that's my 2 fear. That's that done. We have no triples or quads of elements. So that's the fast phase. Now we don't have a Blighted Island phase just yet. We will do soon enough, I'm sure. Okay, and then we've got our first event of the game. Dun dun dun. It's only cultural assimilation. On each board, in a land with exactly 1 Dahan that has or is adjacent to a city, replace that Dahan with a town. Ooh. Okay, well, we're lucky that our counterattackers here are not affected by this. But this one becomes a town. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate times. So that's that. Beast attack. Each beast does 2 damage. Remove any token that destroys a town. Ooh, well, I don't like removing a beast like this, but it's gonna even get us a fear card immediately. So I'm gonna do it. So the beast here is going to destroy this town for a fear, and our first fear card. We'll yoink up there. So we'll come down there. And then we've got Reckless Offensive. On each board, choose land with at least 2 Dahan. Oh god, Reckless Offensive has wrecked me enough times. Awful. On each board, choose land with at least 2 Dahan and at least 2 buildings. Each Dahan destroys a building at a blight. Well, it didn't hurt me this time, but I've been wrecked by the recklessness. Anyway, so we actually have a fear card. It's only terror level 1. Each player removes an explorer or a town from a land with a sacred site. Okay, thanks, fear card. You've been really helpful. Okay, so we are now into the Ravage. So we'll do the good news one first. So this one has Strife, so it does ravage but does no damage, and these guys counterattack and kill it, which is a 2 fear. Lovely stuff. And then in this one here, it's a 1 damage ravage, which does nothing. Oh, this beast is gone. Oh, I'm sorry, beastie. I'm sorry. But hopefully it just means that they're retired. They've done their work, and now they're just smoking their pipe on their porch. Anyway, builds 2 cities in here in the wetlands. Get in there. That's a lot of cities. And then I'm gonna remember to explore this time. This is an explorer I probably would rather forget, because this is it's a funny one playing Prussia 3. It's my go-to opponent when I'm tired, or in this case, trying something new. But it's a weird one, because this early stage 3 card is somewhat hellish, and then you get this little lull. But yeah, generally, it's a pleasant experience. Okay, so all right. So that's that. Now we've got Boon of Reimagining. Next time we've got these horrible ravages that I mean, not a lot I can do about them. The nice thing is they are on wetland, which means that I could use Voracious Growth to tidy up afterwards, clean up that blight. Yeah. What's probably more likely to be useful is using Peace of the Nighttime Sky and just using that as a double, prevent both of those ravages. We'll keep the island as healthy as we can for the moment, I think. So, yeah, we're going to do some reimagining, and I think yeah, we could get rid of Fire in the Sky. We could get rid of that. I mean, Fire in the Sky does solve this land on its own, because this will prevent the first build, and then it's... But I like the Fear, but it doesn't have good elements for our Jungle Hungers. We want those moons of forests. So I think we say goodbye to Fire in the Sky. But Shape the Self anew. I actually think I'm going to get rid of Shape the Self anew. So I don't think I need it. So we are boon of reimagining. So I've forgotten Shape the Self anew. So let's look at our 6 cards. So I'm looking for things that are moon plants, or maybe just things that are useful. Let's see what we've got. That's 3. Cycles of Tide and Time, huh? Ooh, okay. Okay, game. You refuse to give me any plants. Well, that's just wonderful. We don't need to see these anymore. We don't need to see them. These are the choices. So next turn, I'm going to be revealing an element anyway. So we can get a greenery from there. Thinking about these threshold on Jungle Hungers. The threshold's nice because the city destruction, that's most of the time that I mean that land is cleared. So we're going to be adding a greenery. So I suppose onto our track here. So we probably do the moon. Yeah, we can't get greenery anyway. So we want to think about moons. Quenchable flames, huh? Yeah, okay, we've got... I mean, Sap Strength of Multitude is just a very useful card. I mean, we can move our presence around quite a lot. So it shouldn't be... The range 0 thing shouldn't be a problem. It's also nice and cheap. And we are about to... Yeah, I think Sap is probably a good one to take, even though obviously the elements are horrible. And maybe something moony. Entrancing Apparitions, hold your horses. Entrancing Apparitions here we could actually prevent 2 builds with it by dragging them into here. I think that's worth taking just for that. Yeah, I think that's I think that's too good to pass up. But yeah, so the other ones, unfortunately, no. You're not getting picked. So we're getting the Apparitions and Sap the Strength. Welcome to my hand, cards. Okay, that was Boon of Reimagining, and of course we do not have any 3s or 4s of elements, so those are going to go... So we're now at the end of the phase, so these are going to go in the discard pile, which I didn't just put to the side somewhere down here. And we are now back to the growth phase. So we've got this situation here. I mean, maybe actually we'd be better off getting an energy here, because we are kind of broke. I think I'm gonna plan out my turn to be entrancing as a definite. Preventing 2 build chains is wild. I'm wondering even about maybe trying to unlock the gaining the energy, and I could start jungle hungering already. It just feels like there's no rush to jungle hunger. No rush. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with quite a conservative turn this turn. And I know that I'm planning my cards out before I make my choices, but that's just how I keep my brain from exploding. So we are still in Terror level 1, so we'll use Piece of the Nighttime Sky. Yeah, unfortunately we're not going to get up to the 3 here. But, we will actually get Sidereal Guidance. Which could be useful. All right. So those are going to be my choices. I could look at a second major, but yeah, we kind of have energy shortages, so we could go up the energy track, getting towards this extra element. To use Peace of the Nighttime Sky, we actually need to move our presence, so we'll probably use this to move the presence. It is tempting to get another major power. But is it really necessary? I mean, we can't really afford it. What are you talking about, peasant? And the reclaim I don't think is worth doing straight away because we don't really have much benefit from the threshold. Not a huge benefit anyway. So I think I'm going to go on the energy track. But first, because I want the sacred site to be in here, I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to gain a minor power. Is that right? Yeah, I'm going to gain a minor power. It might change what I do this turn. We'll see. Oh, it's a moon. It's a... Put them back in my hand. It's a moon plant card. Well, it's not that inspiring. I think especially as we've it's just duplicating what we're already doing. Don't think it's that worth taking. I mean, removing blight from jungle or sand could be nice. We've already got some jungle blight removal, and it's not really making the cut. I don't think I really want any of these. I'll take these just for the elements. But that looks like forget fodder. Okay. So, okay, so that's that. Then we move a presence in here. Then we're going to add a presence to here. I'm going to put it to its side just so it's easier to see. So we've gained a power card, added a presence, and then the next thing I want to do is maybe gain an energy, just gain an energy. That does seem a bit weak. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So I think my plan hasn't really changed. I'm going to go Peace of the Nighttime Sky and prevent 2 builds, which is always going to be nice. And we're a bit fast. We're a bit fast this time. Okay, so we do this first. So I'm going to, and sometimes actually, even if I can prevent 2, I'd prevent 1 just to keep the card around because I like it that much. But not this time. So I'm going to get to keep the moon elements. I will still get to do this in the slow phase. So I'm going to basically prevent both of those ravages. I'm just going to put those in to remind me. So that's both those ravage prevented. And then we've got entrancing apparitions. I'm just going to drag these 2 explorers into here. And so with this defend 2 in there as well. Okay, so that's the fast phase. Now, Blighted Island phase. No. Events. God, what do we got? What have we got? Remnants of a Spirit's Heart. I can even read it off my screen. No, I couldn't, because it doesn't want to focus. A group of Dahan find a stony ridge with lingering blessings from an ancient mountain spirit. You may leave its strength for Dahan. Dahan have plus 10 health. Lands with Dahan invaders have plus 1 health. Well, that's almost... We can just let... That doesn't make any odds to us, really. With patient focus, craft a great warding. Cost 4 energy per player, aided by Earth. I actually don't think we can do that. We just can't do it. Part of me just doesn't want to read the rest of the card. Okay, fine. It's one we can just ignore, but it's might have been a nice one to get. Okay, hunting parties reach lands with beasts and cities. A fear and destroy a beast. Well, we don't have any beasts anymore. The beasts are all gone. And then 1,000 small struggles on each board with 4 or more buildings, which is this one, and 4 or fewer Dahan. Okay, we're fine. No, okay, that was not much happened in that one. Okay, So now we are into Ravages. These two are both prevented by Piece of the Nighttime Sky, which is actually gone now. It's gone. It's been forgotten. And so that's those Ravages. Then we've got this Jungle and Sand build. So we did prevent both jungle builds, which feels pretty nice. So we've got this. Those are the sand builds. And now we have this. Now, we've got to remember, of course, this adversary, is that what they call it? Escalation effect. So I need to add a town to a land without towns. So I mean, probably the yeah, there actually aren't really any particularly nice places to put it. I mean, we kind of have to put it here, otherwise we're just making problems for ourselves. I think, could be wrong. I mean, it's still a city build, but yeah, whatever. Well, it will be a city build in the future. So that's the escalation effect. Now the actual explore is 2 mountain explorers. There we go. And that's that. So now into our slow phase. The one thing we have is this. We get to gather an explorer or a Dahan. Doesn't really make much odds. We could it's going to be a build here, so this is going to go up to an 8 damage ravage. We don't need that. It's going to be an 8 damage ravage, which is beyond our ability to defend unless we stack multiple powers, and we've only got 2 plays, so that's horrible. So I think I'm just going to rescue this Dahan and place them. I think I like to stack Dahan. I think they're just safer. Could be wrong. So that was using the sidereal guidance. Okay, so now we're at the end, so we'll discard Entrancing Apparitions to the discard pile, and we are back to the growth phase. The growth phase, you say? Yes, the growth phase. So what do we got to think about this time? We've got Ravage. We only got 2 Ravages, and actually we could let these go. It'll be fine. It's all fine. Yeah, so that's we do really want to start actually using jungle hungers at some point in this lifetime. So put them there. So could we make a start on being a hungry jungle? We could use it with threshold and really start the damage party. We could do that. We're going to have the energy, but we would be forced to use disorienting landscape, which adding a wilderness tokens are cool, but I feel like it might be a waste. But playing screen playing this means that we actually get to destroy a city as well, which is pretty valuable. So although this is kind of not doing a lot, it would effectively be destroy a city. And wilderness tokens are strong. They are pretty good. We can defend this slightly, it does have blight in. It's a bit more vulnerable. And yeah, this is going to actually get the fear clock going, because we are against Prussia. I know it's only Prussia 3, but we do need to actually, do some stuff. Yeah, tricky. And here's me thinking I should have just played as Ocean. I didn't know what I was doing. Let's we're kind of low on energy. We probably want to be trying to jungle hungers every turn, so I think getting this energy track is important. So I am gonna take an energy and I'm gonna put it here. Oh, wait a second. I need to do this in the right order. Could gain a power card. I still feel like we could, there must be a better card for us than Disorienting Landscape for those elements. So I think actually, yeah, I think I'm going to do this to gain another minor power. We'll see what we get offered. So, no, we don't get offered any nice moon greenery cards. Oh, Nature's Resilience, though. That's so good. That's a good one. That's one of my favorites. Oh, the other thing that we want to do this turn is put a presence in here. And I realize now that I should have thought of that before I did this, because if I push this in here to use sap, the strength of multitudes, then I no longer have a presence in here for jungle hungers. I mean, there's stuff to do over here as well, so it's not a disaster. In fact, jungle hunger's best target this turn is this land here, because we can clear it just after a city's been built. So it's still okay. It's still okay. Right. Yeah, and I do enjoy nature's resilience. And it does have greenery on it. Yeah, I think I'm going to take nature's resilience. So the second part of this action is to move this in there. So no wasps for us. No shores seething with hatred, none of that. So we've done that, and we still have to add a presence. So it wants to be from an element track. We want that energy. So where do I want to put this? We could put it here. That's fine. Yeah, we'll put it there. So that's this. So we've done this and this, and then our third growth option. We could reclaim one. That's interesting. What would we reclaim? No, actually nothing. There's nothing there that feels that useful to reclaim, just whereas nature resilience is not on the discard pile. Oh, wait a second. I actually need to play Sap the Strength of Multitudes to actually use it. Oh my god. There is a brain in there, I promise. Okay, we'll have a messy. This is messy. We'll just let this be messy on the coast. Because I want to get destroying with this. So we are going to let that blight. We're going to lose a presence. But and I'm not going to undo it. I'm not undoing it. Let's not start undoing now. Even though it's clearly a blunder. So the element I'm going to have is a plant. So we've done this. Let's gain an energy. Let's gain an energy. There it is. Lovely stuff. Okay, so we are going to go with our Jungle Hungers Disorienting Landscape plans. So we do have Threshold on Jungle Hungers, and we do get to disorient the landscape a little bit. So because this has a blight in, I'm going to use this as a chance to put a wilderness token in there. So that's the fast phase. And now the rest. So Blighted Island, no. Event. Yes. Event time. Hard-working settlers. Oh, they do look hard-working. The latest round of settlers are regrettably diligent, focused, and curious. You may act cautiously in the background. Push up to 2 Dahan. Add a town to a land without towns. Do we have any of those? Hope so. Immediately ravage a land with the most invaders that matches a ravage card. I don't want that. Create unnerving distractions at the cost of piquing their interest. Ravage cards skip up to 1 matching land on each board. Players choose which. Well, that's okay. I also did nothing about this land either. Okay, never mind. Who needs presence on the board, right? Am I right? It's a pilot. It's meant to be bad. Okay. Remove the bottommost stage 2 and stage 3 cards of the invader deck from the game. What now? Given that I am not really rocketing through, and this is already Prussia, that seems kind of terrible. But I think I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, it does help. It does help me now. So we're going to create unnerving distractions. So yeah, so we do gain a fear. We've got to remove the bottommost stage 2 and stage 3 cards. So the bottommost stage 3, we can go over there, stage 3 card, and the bottommost stage 2. Yeah, this okay, this is not going perfectly, but I didn't expect I don't think anyone expected perfection here. All right, so that was our event. We don't have a fear card because we're just not really doing much of that. Okay, we have the jungle and sand ravages. Now we don't have to worry about the jungles, and we are preventing one of these ravages. Let's prevent this one. At least we get a benefit out of this ravage. This ravage here is they're going to do 3 damage, which is going to place a blight. It's going to destroy a presence. It's going to destroy a Dahan and leave a damaged Dahan. But the Dahan can fight back and destroy the town, which gains us a fear and effectively a fear card. Let's go to the other screen. Look at that new fear card. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. And then we have the mountain build. So no build here because of disease. Disease says no to building, but we do have a build here, which is, I'm happy with that. You enjoy yourself. So that's the build, and then we have the explore. Let's see what we get. So okay, we do have the escalation effect. So we've got to add a town somewhere that doesn't have a town. That's just how the Prussians are. We'll keep it on. We'll keep it coastal. Do we keep it coastal? Yeah, we keep it coastal. Oh, actually, no, this is better because this actually doesn't have a town in it. It just has a city. So I'm going to put that in. Oh, no, that's a ravage next turn. Yeah, we'll put it in there. I think that's okay. It's barely acceptable. So that was the escalation effect. Then we actually have the explore effect, which is jungle. So no explore in here, but we lose our wilderness wilds token, and there is an explore in here. Marvelous. But we'll actually be able to use Sidereal Confluence on that to push it away. So that's okay. Okay, that was that. So now we have finally the pièce de résistance. We have time for the jungle hungers. So this is the clear land. They're going to ravage next turn. There's loads of people in there. We've also got this gather. So I'm going to gather this explorer into here, which is going to mean there's no build in there. And now I'm going to use the jungle hungers. So destroy all explorers and towns and destroy a city. So that's everything. Bye. So that's 3 more fear for the city and town, which is almost a fear card. All right, finally we're actually destroying some stuff. Okay, so that was the slow phase. Now we discard these cards go in my discard pile. And we are back to the growth phase. So we have a mountain ravage on the coast. I kind of feel like I want to just be doing as much jungle hungering now as possible. And it would be nice to be able to do it without having to use that terrible card to get the threshold, without having to use Disoriented Landscape for the threshold. So I want to uncover something that gives me an element. I think this is my best bet. Yeah, it's interesting, the presence moving thing. I kind of feel a bit like I need to be doing this to get back into my jungle there. Though, yeah, clearing these is also good. All right. We could even just defend in there. It's a very cheap kind of defend. Our energy situation, once we get to here, is really good. But the trouble is then we won't have the cards or the threshold. We need the threshold to destroy cities. Maybe it's a turn off from jungle hungering. It does happen. Sometimes the jungle isn't hungry. You've had enough. We will get an energy from that. Peasant brain is a deep thought now. So if we grab the moon, get moon element there, reclaim all. We could actually, but then we're forced, if we want to get threshold, we're forced to use one of our plant cards, which we won't be able to afford because all my plant cards are expensive. So it does look like a turn off. Though once we could just get this 4th energy. We could just get that 4th energy, and then our energy problems are over. Not only that, but we've got good defend cards in hand. Yeah, we've got good defend cards in hand. We've got stuff we can do this turn. Yeah, I'm actually going to go with this option. But first, I think I am going to get a presence back in my jungle. Oh. God, we might have to use Nature's Resilience to defend. No, we can get a jungle presence later. Let's so I'm going to gain a power card. Let's go with another minor power. Let's see what we've got. Right to the Land's Rejection. Uncanny Melting promises protection. Inflame the fires of life. Of course, this does have the moon green that will make our life a little bit more inflamed, but also easier. We're not very beastie, so we're not like to get the threshold. Rites of Land's Rejection is a really nice card. I'm a fan. We don't really have much Dahan movement. Disease is kind of OP. It's tempting for that reason. Reasonable elements. Oh, a bit of Dahan movement. We do have good defend cards. The Dahan movement does have some value. We don't have that many Dahan, but and we are playing with events as well, so it does add more. Having just cards with elements on is more valuable. Let's go with Inflame. Let's go with that Inflame. And short break. Okay, so I chose the card that I wanted and then ran off. I'm not remembering I could actually move a presence. So I'm going to move this presence in here because we're going to be sapping the strength of multitudes in there. Now I know we're playing with events. This could backfire, but that's okay. Could have a bit of backfiring. That's just fine. So that was the first thing. We want to add a presence from here. I'm gonna put it in here as well, I think. And so that means that we've now got 4 energy coming in a turn, which means that we're basically fine now. So we've gained a card, moved a presence, added a presence, and then as our last trick, thinking about this, so I would definitely want to sap this turn in here to defend that. Kind of tempted by a bit of Voracious Growing just to keep on top of the blight. I mean, we are pretty much quite happily on top of the blight at this point, but we do have the possibility of just getting something from our discard pile here. Like for example, we could even get fire in the sky back and use that instead of sap, which would also gain us some fear. Yeah, crikey. But I'm going to pick energy. I'm going to go play more straightforwardly. I'm just going to pick this gain energy option here. Just because having a bit more energy does make you more flexible, especially with events in the game. Okay, so we're going to play Sap and Voracious Growth. So Sap is going to put 5 defense in here. Nice one, Sap. We have horrible elements. So that's the fast phase. Now Blighted Island, no event. What do we got? Okay, Relentless Optimism. It is still Terror 1. For the rest of this turn, don't generate fear for destroying buildings. Oh, I'm very glad I'm not destroying buildings this turn. That would be sad. Foreign diseases. On each board, in the land with the most combined invaders plus Dahan, minimum 1 of each, add a disease and 2 damage to Dahan. So unfortunately, this lone Dahan here is dead. The suffering is at an end. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan amongst lands gains an energy. Well, that would be me. Big friends with the Dahan. Okay, we actually have a fear card. What do we got? Dahan attack. Each player removes an explorer from a land with Dahan. Well, thanks for that fear card. Thank you. All right, we have Mountain Ravages. So this one, of course, we don't have one there, and this is defended. So that's fine. And then we've got Jungle Builds. Nope, nope. And then we have... Bear in mind that that event card did strip this deck. There's not many cards in this deck. All right, so it's a sand explore. So first we have the escalation effect. So we're going to add a town in. We may as well put it in there because we do want to stack. And then the actual explore is in the sands. So one in here, one in here. All right. Slow phase is voracious growth. So, oh yeah, the event means that destroying a town wouldn't get me a fear card. The fear, there's just one fear in the pool, but I think, so I'm not just going to remove the blight. I'm going to do that instead. But I really need to hurry up because how many cards are left? 3. We're still in Terra 1. Oh God. Don't let the pirate pilot be a loss. I mean, it could be a loss. That's fine. Okay, so that's that. So these go into my discard pile. And now... Oh, to actually remember to pay for them. I don't think I paid for Voracious Growth. Honestly, peasant. Shocking. So now it's time, I think... Yeah, we really need to hurry up, especially as our main destructive power is a slow power. So we actually have very little time. Yeah, okay. I'm going to drink some coffee. Yeah, that's better. I've had some coffee. My brain's going to work, and it's going to work wonderfully. So, we need to reclaim cards this turn, I think. So I'm going to go with this option here. So we'll blank out this. Oh yeah, I need to put a presence in there this turn. God. So I need to move a presence. This one gets me a card. Maybe I should gain a major power and just look at a major power and see see what there is. Because we do actually have quite a lot of energy now. And we even have quite a big hand. So thresholds might not be as horrible. For example, Talons of Lightning likes fire and air. And we've already got, we've got a fire and air card. Tricky. Unlock the gates is very fun, but I don't think I've got time for it. I haven't got time for those gates. Sorry. No time. I think Talons of Lightning is the one to pick. It might be one of those things where we don't really use it until we're desperate. Let's get rid of Voracious Growth now. Because it has no real use for us. There's no blight on the board, and we've got better damage options. Okay, so I've gained the card. Now I get to move presence, so that's crucial. So my jungle my hungry jungle can do hungry jungle things. Then I'm going to place this in here, gaining an element that we want. Do I go moon or do I go green? I think moon. I think we go moon. Actually, I've got loads of moon cards. Maybe I go green. Yeah, my green cards are a bit lackluster in general compared to my other cards, to my moon cards. So actually, that could just be a lie. What do I want to do this turn? There's no Ravage to worry about, but there's a build in here. But we can just smash that build with Jungle Hungers this turn. So I suppose I could pick an element here that would work, that would mean I get Threshold and do something else that's useful on the reclaim. So actually none of those have either a moon or a green on, or a plant on. Does Entrancing Apparitions do anything for me? Not really. Boon of Reimagining could could be good. But I think maybe I've done a bit too much of that. Too much imagination. Truth is, we kind of need to be doing the damage. I'm gonna go boon of reimagining. Okay, so it's a lot of circuitous logic here, but basically I'm gonna make that element a green, and then I'm gonna use this option's covered over, and I'm gonna use the reclaim cards option. So I have all the cards available, and I'm gonna play those. But yeah, I think I'm not optimistic. All right. So fast phase, no. One of those. Blighted Island phase, no. Event phase, what do we got? Population rises. On each board, add a town to a land with an explorer or a town. I'm going to add it in here because I'm going to smash this land anyway. Sand fever apple. In each board, add a disease to sands or mountains with most buildings. Okay, well, I could have actually factored this in. That's quite good. Well, actually, no, it's not that good. Because we're about to... Actually, we could smash this land instead. Maybe I'll add it to here instead. Because yeah, we'll do that. I want to smash this land. Get the extra fear for a city build. Each spirit of these 2 Dahan gets an energy. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that energy. All right, so jungle ravages, no. Sand builds. Disease prevents this one. We get a city in here. We get a city in there, and then we have this. Oh, we're really running out of time. We're still in Terror 1. All right, sand and wetland. It's very sandy. It's a sandy situation. Lots and lots and lots of invaders everywhere. Actually, the sand is kind of good. We're smashing this land anyway. Okay, so that is the invaders nonsense. I hope you're happy now, invaders. And now we're into my nonsense. So, let's do the reimagining first. Let's reimagine first. What do I get rid of here? Entrancing apparitions is unlikely to do much for me now, though we could be in a point where we're actually clearing the board now. That is possibly still useful. Fire in the Sky potentially works well with Talons of Lightning, so I think I'm going to get rid of... Do I get rid of Inflame? I think I get rid of Inflame. So much for you, Inflame. So I'm going to get to look at 6 and keep 2. So what are we being offered here? Okay, that's another fire air card, which could be pretty nice with Talons of Lightning. It's not a card I use very often, but yeah, it could potentially be a big burst of fear, which could be nice. Just a straight fear card. 2 fast fear. Tempting. Terror turns into madness. I think we must be... How far off Terror 2 are we? Yeah, we're 1 fear away from Terror 2. We don't have vast numbers of plays. We kind of need everything, every card to really do something. Yeah. We need that. Oh, this also has the air and fire. Steam vents. Oh, steam vents. I think I'll just take the ones with elements that I like. I think I'll take those. But this is fast fear, and it's cheap. And it's isolate, which could also be useful. And it's moon. Maybe I'll take the ooze. And I will take steam vents, I think. Yeah, take ooze and steam vents, almost entirely based on their elements. Okay, so that's the boon of reimagining done. Now with Jungle Hungers, we're going to do it. We could do it in here. but I want to maximize the fear. I mean, this is how much? A 7 damage ravage. So it is actually defendable. Yeah, we'll do it in here. So we're going to destroy everything. So that gains me a total of 3 fear. 3 fear, you say? Yes, 3 fear. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're in terror level 2. Terror level 2? Yes, we're in terror level 2. Slowly but surely, possibly too slowly. So that's that. Oh, and we've also got some moon. Oh no, we got this. So I should have just dragged one of these in. I'll just drag one of these in. Doesn't make much odds. A little bit of retconning, no big deal. Okay, so that's that phase. These go into my discard pile. And back to the spirit phase. So what have we got here? We've got a sand ravage here that wouldn't even blight the island, weirdly, because I've been keeping on top of that. It's very eminently defendable. I kind of want more card plays now. You know, Talons of Lightning unfortunately doesn't target in there. I can't. The threshold is really nice, just for extra town destruction. So I mean, we could be thinking about Nature's Resilience, just to defend it in a very straightforward way. And we'd even get this. We'd get to gain a power card. Wow. The thing is, we kind of want to clear this because they're about to build in there too. Wetlands, of course, are going to build. So yeah, I need to be carrying on with the hammers. The old hammering. So if I was to carry on hammering with Jungle Hungers, I mean, if I clear this, then I've kind of, we're looking at quite a nice situation, but we are low on time. Very low on time. So I think, yeah, we need to, yeah, it's a bit grim to reclaim, but I'm doing it. So first thing I'm going to do is reclaim to get Jungle Hungers back. And then we kind of want the extra plays. So we could go with this route here, or we could go with getting some more elements. The nice thing about getting some elements is that if I get the moon element, then I don't need to play anything in conjunction with Jungle Hungers to get the threshold. So if I was to go down this route here, and the thing is, I mean, how much energy have I actually got? I've got quite a lot of energy. It feels like I want to make sure I get the most value out of my energy. So, for example, if I was to use Talons of Lightning, it would be nice to get the threshold. But actually, the threshold, what is the threshold? It's just going to be an extra couple of fear, basically. So not that big a deal, really. And what it could mean... Changes. I'm going to gain 4 this turn, so that's 6. I could use Talons and Jungle Hungers this turn. That's kind of interesting. I think that might be the thing to do. So to get the threshold on Hungers, I need to uncover an element, basically. Yeah, so I think the element I uncover, I think the only one I've actually got as an option is this one here. So we'll uncover that one there. We'll put a moon in here. A moon, yeah, moon. And that looks like the turn. So that's 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I think this is... It feels like we are... Yeah, we're in trouble. So we're going to Talons. And it's mountain and wetland, so I'm going to do this for the kind of clearing the interior thing. If we can prevent a load of explores into these two lands, that's wonderful. So we will do this in here. So that's 5 damage, which is both of these destroyed, and 3 fear. So 3, 4, 6 fear. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? That's all right. So that's basically a fear card, and then 2 more fear, which is another fear card. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Okay, so that was my fast phase. Blighted Island, no event. What do we got? Lesser spirits imperiled. The invader's spread is threatening many of the island's smaller spirits. You may tend to your own strength. Each spirit gains an energy. Discard a minor power per player from the deck. For each with greenery, remove a blight from the blight card. Return it to the box. For each with beast, destroy a Dahana land with blight. So we gain an energy. Or, alternatively, we could forge a web of mutual support. Obviously, that's what I want to do idealistically. And we've already got 3 greenery elements. So each spirit destroys one of their presence. Sure, love it. Each spirit gains 1 permanent element for the rest of the game. Okay. Permanent element, you say? Interestingly, that means we would gain an element kind of mid-turn, which means we could use Sidereal Guidance, which could be pretty good response to this. So yeah, I'm going to do this. So we've already got 1, 2, 3. So, and I've got a handful of cards as well. So I'm going to discard something with a greener on. Let's discard Disoriented Landscape to pay the 2 that we need to satisfy this. So we destroy 1 of our presents. Let's destroy this one. And we gain a permanent element. So I'm going to gain a permanent moon, I think. Oh, though, I just don't think this is worth powering up, actually. But the moon does hopefully help us with this next explore. I'm going to put it up here and try not to forget about it. No, I'm going to put it here. No, it's even more confusing. I'll put it there. All right, quit the farmed lands. On each board, push a beast. What, beasts? We don't have a beast here. On each board, gather 1 or 2 Dahan into a land with Dahan setup symbols. Gather 1 or 2. Okay, this is not optional, but doesn't really matter. So we'll gather 2 over here, maybe. Okay. All right, that was the event. Now we've got some fear cards, and they're at Terra 2, which feels pretty nice. We have 3 of them. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so the first one, so we'll just flip them over. Then the first one is the one we've got. So what do we got here? Dahan enchantments. Each player chooses a different land. In chosen lands, gather up to 2 Dahan, then 1 damage if Dahan are present. Well, we can prevent a build in here. That's pretty good. And actually, that's lucky. I'd not really grokked that they were going to build before they explore there. So thanks. So we're going to do a damage there. So thanks, Fear card. You've been wonderful. Next Fear card. Explore does not affect coastal lands. Lands with disease are not a source of invaders when exploring. Well, we might have a very low-key explore this turn. Okay, I'm going to put that there so I don't immediately forget it. Too many monsters. Each player removes an explorer and a town from a land with beasts. No beasts. I have no beasts and I must scream. I've got no one to cuddle. All right, so explore does not affect coastal lands. That's wild. So the only candidates for explorers are these 3 here. Okay, that was the fear cards. Now we are... Oh, I forgot to do anything about this. Can you imagine me forgetting to do anything about this? Well, yeah, no need to imagine. So we get a blight, and we get a blight in here as well. Let's put it in here. It's fine. It's fine. So that's the sand ravage. We do not have a sand ravage over here, of course. Sand and wetland builds. So no, this prevents this one, but we do get a town build over here. Over there. And then we have our explore. So it's hopefully not a lot's going to go on with this. Let's see. So jungle and wetland. So, all right. So they are going to explore in here. I think that's where I'm smashing this turn anyway. We'll see. So that's a... Oh, no. Peasant, no. Export does not affect coastal lands. So we got unlucky there. So this one is unaffected. This one is affected. This one doesn't have an adjacent building or coastline, and we get one in here as well. Okay, that's reasonable. So we don't need that card anymore. Okay, and now we are into the slow phase. So we do have 3 moons, thanks to the minor spirits. And we can just gather these in, which is kind of what I was hoping to do anyway. Next turn we have sand and wetland ravages. This is obviously bad news. I probably should hit this over this, even though this will gain me a fear card. This is only going to get me a couple of fear. So I think I'm going to drag these in here with my sidereal guidance. Oh, I could even drag this one in. Why not? And then I am going to use Jungle Hungers in here. Am I? If I was at the cusp of Terror 3, I might be tempted to go like that, but I'm not. But wait a second. This is only a 7 damage ravage. That is eminently defendable. Yeah, eminently. So yeah, I'm actually going to smash in here. This also is, this is allowing more explores. Not that there are many more explores. There is one more explore. Oh god, it's too close. So yeah, I'm going to go Jungle Hungers in here. In fact, letting the Island Blight is probably not necessarily a purely bad thing. So I'm going to Jungle Hungers in here, which is basically just a fear card, and a lot of dead Europeans. Okay, so we are 1 fear card away from Terror 3. This is way closer than I'd like, but I think this is actually okay. I think this is actually fine. Okay, so we've done that. These get discarded. All that energy goes away. These go into my discard pile. And actually, I think the win's there. So if we are 1 card away from Terror 3. Of course, at Terror 3, you just need there to be no cities on the map. So all I need to do now is... Yeah, luckily I do have just enough energy. I've been helped by the Dahan with my energy levels. They saw me flagging, so I'm going to reclaim everything with this, and then I don't need to do anything else. And I know that once it's won, so I'm not going to do the... I'm going to play Talons of Lightning with this energy here. So I have skipped a load of growth options, so I don't need to do them. That's the 6 energy I need. I could target this in here, which would gain me 3 fear, 6 fear, which would get me into Terror 3 and the win. And it's all in the fast phase, right? So I don't need to play it out. Anyway, that was my first attempt at this. If you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it, ways to improve it. You would not believe it. I actually have 3 lights pointing at this, trying to make this all clear. I don't know how well I've succeeded. My aim is for it to be as legible as the digital recordings, but I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. If you like the video, that's trying to be a thumbs up. And until next time, keep it spiritual.